So, welcome to episode 2 of In the Life of Bikini Prep. So I'm in the parking lot of the gym now. I'm about to go do some, I'm gonna do some chest and lats. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I was just looking at my workout, but yeah, I'm supposed to actually take today off and just do cardio, but I'm supposed to get a new menu tomorrow from my coach, and it takes a lot of time for me to go get all the food and then bulk cook it. So I think instead of doing just cardio today, I'm gonna lift and do my cardio today, and then tomorrow I'll just do my cardio and use my off day. So that's the plan. I don't really have anybody with me today, so I don't know if we'll be able to get much footage of this workout, but this vlog might be different. I don't know, maybe I'll talk more about my current carb cycling diet, because it's not like I have to post my workout every single time, but we'll see. So I just got done doing my 35 minutes, my second round of cardio on the stair stepper, and I'm at BJ's because today my coach gave me my next menu, my next diet. I get a new diet every 5 days pretty much right now. It's a 6-day cycle, so every 6 days it's changing. Because we're in the cutting process, you have to keep changing it pretty frequently. And I sent him my physique updates this morning. I'm 6 weeks out currently making this right now. So tomorrow is my refeed day, my high carb day, and then we start dropping back down during the cycle. So I'm gonna take you shopping with me. And probably later in the video, I'll vlog either tonight or tomorrow me food prepping for an entire cycle's worth of food while I'm cutting at 6 weeks out during a carb cycle. So pretty interesting stuff. So we're in BJ's and you get these coupons when you walk in, but it's like all unhealthy stuff every time. It's never clean food ever. Ugh. Got some baby spinach and spring mix. Got a whole fresh turkey breast and some whole eggs. So overall, yeah, I got some stuff at bulk at BJ's like spinach, mixed greens, some eggs, turkey breast, some forks for work. But the rest of the stuff I'm gonna head to ShopRite for. So me and Dylan have this running joke that every time we go into BJ's, it's never under $100. It might even be $100.50 or $101, but I just fucking beat it. I beat it. I got $61. Been coming here for years and finally got under $100. So now to ShopRite. So we got some 96% lean beef, plenty of popcorn seasoning, plain rice cakes, mushrooms, and all my fish, salmon, cod, and flounder. I've also got a little bit of avocado and tomato and asparagus in here. Okay, successful night shopping. I have to do this like every 5 days because my diet changes so quickly. So yeah, I just went to BJ's and ShopRite, got all my stuff that I just showed you in my cart. Now I'm gonna go home and prep, so I'll kind of like show a little bit of that and speed through it, like put it on a faster pace and, you know, check out what I do to food prep for my diet right now. Had this lovely package in the mail. Been waiting forever. 5-pound ISO 100 chocolate peanut butter, definitely the best flavor that they have by far. It's really hard to find the 5-pound ones, but totally worth it. You can find them at vitamincost.com, I think, or Vitamin World, something like that. And bodybuilding.com obviously has it for 5 pounds, but I don't think you can find it for 5 pounds in GNC. So yeah, this is how I make my protein pancakes. I have my whole cup of oats dry. This is what it cooks to. My egg whites, and then lots of cinnamon. And then some MCT oil. Mix that together and then you just put it on the skillet just like a normal pancake. banging protein pancakes, and if your diet allows, you can have sugar-free syrup, but mine right now, he cut out all artificial sugar, so bummer, but it's still good. Perfect protein pancakes. I was so freaking happy when I discovered this. So I eat about 10.5 cups of asparagus a week, which is a lot, but it's a diuretic and it's really good. So this is 96% lean ground beef. You can get this pretty much anywhere. And I just put it in the skillet and separate it. And then I put some Grill Mates hamburger dry seasoning on there and let that cook up. Pretty sure this is the leanest ground beef you can get. Maybe you can get 98%, but this is 96%. And with ground turkey, the leanest you can get is 99%. So when I get ground turkey, I get the 99% lean. So that's cooking good. Got some white rice for my higher carb days, which is only on day 1. And then the following the following 5 days, I don't have any white rice. All my fish here, a bunch of cod, salmon, flounder, and you can just get that pre-cooked steamed at Acme, ShopRite, anywhere that has a fish market inside. They will just steam it and you don't even have to cook it. I only have chicken breast. I cooked this the other night. Dylan eats a lot of this and I only eat it on my moderate carb cycling day. Rice is done, lean beef is done. Still cooking the pancakes. Asparagus is done. I just cut it up into pieces so that I can measure it into a measuring cup. Now I'm about to move on to the next food. Now I'm just cutting up a 1/4 cup of mushroom and tomato to use on my day 2 and day 3. It drops down to a moderate caloric deficit. This is after my refeed. These are the 2 days. So I put those in 5 egg whites. Meal 1 refeed. See, I didn't want to bore you with all the food making last night, but on my refeed day, this is my meal 1. It's protein pancakes. And then meal 2, I get rice with every meal. My refeed day, which is awesome. 5 ounces of chicken, 3/4 cup rice, and then a cup of asparagus, 5 ounces of cod, another cup of rice. And then 5 is asparagus, another half a cup of rice, 3 ounces of salmon. Meal 6 is egg whites and avocado. So this is my favorite day, obviously, because I get a bunch of carbs today only, when the other days I've been on a low carb and then calorie deficit. Okay guys, so I did all my shopping and all that, showed you some of my cooking and all that, but I wanted to go into what carb cycling is and why I'm currently on it, why it's working for me. I don't suggest that you follow a specific diet unless you, like your coach has told you to. The only reason why I'm doing this diet is because my coach has told me to do so. So I'm not just doing it out of just free will. It's something that my coach is very knowledgeable on, and he has told me, he's given me the things that I'm supposed to eat. So I'm just kind of extending my knowledge of what I know about it to you and how it could help you possibly. It's something you could discuss with your coach or your trainer, whoever. So basically what carb cycling is it's a cycle of high carbs, low carbs, higher calories, and lower calories. So one day you'll have a refeed of clean foods where you'll have a surplus of carbs and calories for one day, and then you drop down gradually, and then you drop down to a pretty much longer extreme deficit. And this cycle of low and high effectively helps you burn fat. So the theory really is, as long as for that week of the cycle, because my cycle, for example, lasts 6 days, so just about a week, as long as you're in a net calorie deficit for the week, you will lose fat and maintain your muscle mass as long as your diet is well balanced. The other thing is, before I was doing carb cycling, I was actually just constantly always in a caloric deficit, which was pretty low. And for some people's bodies, because everybody's body is different, that's why I suggest don't just follow one specific diet just because I'm doing it. So it was so low that my body, my metabolism was actually slowing way down, which can happen if you're on an extreme caloric deficit. Your metabolism can slow way down because your body is thinking that it needs to survive, that it's dying, so it needs to hold on to the fat to survive. So in turn, your metabolism slows down and you are no longer burning fat. You're kind of just staying in the same spot. So by doing the carb cycling and surplusing for a day, you spike your leptin levels, you spike your metabolism back up, and it gets things burning and moving again. This is kind of what some people think, oh, well, what about a cheat meal? Well, that's different because it depends. Some people go overboard with the cheat meal and they make it a whole cheat day when it's only supposed to be a meal. Those are used for the same reason in a way. I used to have cheat meals before I was 10 weeks out. Way before 10 weeks out. So one meal a week out of my 6 meals, I would usually make it my dinner meal. I would make a cheat meal and then that would be it. And that's just used to kind of spike everything again, to kick your metabolism back into gear. But after 10 weeks out, you no longer had cheat meals, and we were on a extremely low deficit to do the cutting phase. But my body started to plateau and I wasn't losing anything at that point. So when we started the carb cycling, for me, my body responded well to that. When I do one day of high carb, high calories, clean foods, drop down for 2 days to a moderate carb and caloric intake, and then for 3 days I'm on a very low deficit, and then the cycle starts over again where then I have the 1 day refeed. So having this cycle works well for my body. So I'll give you a brief overview of what my menu is for my entire cycle right now. This is the most recent menu I have. Now keep in mind, my menu changes every 2 weeks. My coach changes it. So that's another thing to keep in mind. You really shouldn't keep eating the same thing for like months straight. My diet changes. Usually it used to be every 2 weeks, but actually he changes it every 6 days. So after each cycle, the foods will change. It's still a carb and caloric cycle, but the foods change. So for example here, this is my refeed. I follow it for 1 day. And for my breakfast, you'll see actually in total I have 200 carbs and 1,740 calories for this day only, which is actually my surplus. This is high for a cutting process. And my fat is at 17%, my protein's at 37%, and my carbs are at 46%. So you can see most of my fuel is coming from carbs that day, which is what we want for that refeed. So you'll see in the morning I have egg whites, a lot of oatmeal, a whole cup of oatmeal. And then for every meal after that, I actually get rice with every meal, which is awesome, white rice. So that's, clean carbs. So I get chicken, white rice. Next meal, cod, rice again, asparagus. And then my post-workout is always protein and Gatorade. And then dinner, salmon, has healthy fats in salmon, more rice and asparagus. And then at night, my last meal is avocado, which has healthy fat in it also, and more egg whites. So you'll see I have rice with almost every meal. I have a lot of oatmeal in the morning, so the carbs are high this day. Now if you go to my 2 day, which is when we start dropping down to a moderate amount, we're not fully in the deficit yet, but we start to slowly drop down from the high carb refeed day. You'll see I then drop down to 66 carbs, and I drop down to just about 1,300 calories. So now we're on 19% fat, 61% protein, and 20% carbs. So you can see that my carbs drop by more than half, and the protein has increased, and the fat slightly increased. But in the morning I have kind of like an omelet with some mushrooms, tomato, and my eggs, and then I have a rice cake, so there's still some carbs in here because we're just moderately dropping gradually from the refeed. And then lunch, chicken breast, mixed greens, some coconut oil, my normal post-workout, and then For dinner, olive oil, extra lean beef, asparagus, and then my last meal of the day, flounder. So you can see there's still carbs in there, healthy fats, things like that. And so this is just more of a moderate drop that I'll follow for 2 days. And then now for the 3-day deficit, this is when I'm on my really low carbs and calories. So you can see for 3 days I only have 13 carbs for the entire day, and for calories I have about 1,060 calories for the entire day, which is really low, which is what I was on constantly before, but now we're only doing this for 3 days, and then after the 3 days is up, then I'll go back up to the 1-day refeed. So in the morning you can see I just have eggs, and then 1 with yolk, or 2 with yolk, I'm sorry. So I get some fats from the yolk, and then a whole cup of spinach. My second meal is just turkey breast. Lunch is more spinach and turkey breast and some coconut oil, my normal post-workout. And then dinner, cod and asparagus, and then my last meal, protein. So you can see there's really no carbs in here like rice or rice cakes or oatmeal. It is strictly coming from the 13 carbs that I am on, is strictly coming from my vegetables. And you can see that my fat is now 23%, my protein has dramatically increased to 72%, and my carbs is only at 5%. So I'm getting my fuel from fats and my protein, and this is what I'll follow for 3 days exactly. And then at this point is when I'll usually get another cycle with different foods on it, but after the 3 days is up, I will go to my 1-day refeed, which is where I will go back to a menu like this one, where I go up to majority of the carbs. So I hope that kind of explains what carb cycling is, and I've been doing this for a while now, a couple months, and it's working well for me in the cutting phase. So this is what I do right now. Currently, while filming this video, I am on my 3-day deficit. Tomorrow I send in check-in pictures, and that is my last day of my deficit, so the following day I will get my refeed where I have a spike in carbs and calories, and then I start to drop down from that. So it is really effective, I think. I think a lot of people can benefit from it. You can do this in your off season also, and still continue to gain muscle. It's just that the foods would be very different than what I'm eating and the quantity if you're in your off season. But yeah, so that's what carb cycling is. That's what I'm doing right now. Every check-in, I am losing weight doing the carb cycling this way. More so, I'm losing more weight than what I was when I was just on a strict deficit every day. Because before, I think I was only on about 1,055 calories a day, and I didn't have a refeed or anything like that. So this is really working for me. I'm not sure how long my coach will keep me on this cycling. We're currently at 5 weeks out. So I'm not sure how long he'll keep me on this, but I kind of just wanted to make a video about it, take you shopping with me for the food, show you a little bit of my cooking prep process, and show you what my menu is for the entire cycle, and kind of explain what carb cycling is. So yeah, I hope that this was useful information for you, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode.